gameplay. Anyways, my name is OP Hazer, the Exile, and I wanted to go over my build just a little bit. Maybe you guys can help me improve on it. We're going to be really quick with it. First off, I took, well, I was going to go Juggernaut, but I decided that Chieftain was a little bit better. So we went life regeneration all the way over here. We took Rumako, what was I say, Ramako, something like that. We went there first for the cannot be ignited. Then we're going to go over here after we finish our cruel lab, which will be in a couple levels, to get the 1% leech fire. And we're going to go some kind of totem to establish our curses instead of the aura that I'm using right now. So you can kind of ignore some of this build unless you think it's a good idea. Let me know down below. Anyways, let's get started. First thing I did is your typical life all the way around the wheel. One up here first. Then we went all the way over to Art of the Gladiator, taking Master of Arena on the way. As many life nodes and strength nodes as we can, obviously. Take some intellect, that way we can actually have the gear we need, or be able to wear the gear we need. And we'll go over that a little bit later, where I took the majority of intellect. So I took these strength notes. We want a lot of strength because I'm trying to use a dunes. I have a dunes right now that I'm using, but I probably could pull more DPS off of something else right now until I have about 1,000 strength, or at least 900 strength. I'm actually pushing for 800 strength. That's like the lowest I want before I wanted to use dunes, but dunes is the only weapon I have at the moment. Anyways, let's get on. So I did not go vigor yet, so you can kind of ignore the endurance charges until you get Chieftain here and get all the way to Ramicles. Then you start taking endurance charges. So I went Golem's Blood, and then I worked my way up this way. Took the gem socket. You can ignore that gem. I only put it in there for resistances. Took a whole life wheel here. Then we went up this way to get the 1% regenerated health and 40% mana regeneration, which is unimportant. Well, it's useful for when I'm shield charging around, I guess. Then the life regeneration here. Then I went around this way, taking as much strength and, well, all the strength nodes all the way around. Then I went to Juggernaut. Actually, no, I took Barbarism first, and then I took Juggernaut. As you see, I'm working this way next. So it's a kind of a late pick there. And I worked my way up this way to go Devotion. Then I came back over here, went around this life wheel to get combat stamina, up here to Sanctitties. Sanctum titties, son. Discipline and Training. And I was going to go up to Retribution and go to Amplify, but I don't really need that much of a... I feel like it would just lower my damage, and I don't need that much of AoE range. Maybe eventually I'll think about it. It could be something I consider with my last few points. Just depends. I do notice it gives me 20% more area damage, so that's something to consider. Then I finished going up this way to get the intelligence nodes, so I can wear all the gear I need. Went around this life wheel here, took more int. Went down here to more mana and life, mana regain, life, and then we get the 0.8% life regain regenerated per second. So that's basically where we ended at. Gear wise, I'll show you two pieces of gear real quick. Which one is it? So we already had the dunes equipped with my gems in it. So the dunes gives me the level 30 Iron Will and 1% increased damage per 8 strength when in main hand. If it was offhand, it would give me 1% armor per 16 strength. So it's not a bad weapon for this build. And then we have a Righteous Fire, Elemental Focus, and Burning Damage Support. I do want to get this on a 4-link eventually. So maybe using dunes right now is not a good idea if I want to go 4-link. But you guys can let me know. So then here we have our Blasphemy, our Flammability, and our increased area of effect. I don't know if that's good. You guys can let me know. It's just something I'm doing off the top of this whole build, something off the top of my head. Just because I'm watching everybody else do a Righteous Fire build, I didn't exactly want to copy off their build. I'm just doing what I think they did to get as much health and regain as I could. I do know Rise of the Phoenix was a must-have for this build. Everything else is kind of obsolete. I mean, these gloves right here I use for the 2% life regenerated for 400 strength. When you have at least 400 strength, they do give me 100 strength, which is also health. So, and I already had the enchant on it for my last character, so I stuck with it. I don't know if I actually used that enchant with an RF build. So my flasks are pretty much set up. The main one I use is the Chemist Ruby Flask of Dowsing. This disactivates my Righteous Fire. I don't know how else to disactivate it, so if you guys have a different tip or anything for me, please let me know down in the comments. I appreciate it. Anything else you guys want to know, or any tips you want to give me personally, criticizing my build is fine as long as you tell me how to fix it, please. I accept all criticism, all build ideas, and hopefully you guys watch my next video, or my next couple videos. Just remember, this channel is going to be devoted to Path of Exile only now. I'm going to start a second channel for World of Warcraft, so I will leave a link for that in the next couple weeks. So hopefully my fans who are here for World of Warcraft will move over to my other channel. If not, hopefully you enjoy the Path of Exile content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.